family. Hey, welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber, and welcome to the channel if you're a new viewer. Please subscribe to the channel, join the family. Now in this video we are not going to react to the song Heart of Steel because I already reacted to the live performance. I already reacted to the original audio, right? And I gave my views on how I feel about the song. Personally, I like the song, I like the chorus, I like the style. I even compared it to that limerick type of style, right? Other people compared elements of the song to The Weeknd, right? And we had the chat, so I'm gonna drop the links to those reactions, and then you're gonna see them yourselves, and then you're gonna draw the conclusion, right? Now TVORCHI has released a revamp of the song Heart of Steel. Now a revamp is not a remix, is not a cover, it's just basically the same song but then with improvements, right? Now for TVORCHI, the Heart of Steel, the improvements that they did was they added the orchestra elements on the beat, right? And throughout the song those elements are evident. And then the rap part, they added more of the words, and then they put more emphasis, and then they put the Ukrainian beats, right? And with that, it kind of like revamped it, as it says, it's a revamp, so it kind of revamped it, right? And personally, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I like that. The beat itself, it's like they kind of added some elements that I cannot mention by name, right? But then when you listen to it, it's the same beat, but then it has more emphasis, right? Now that's the only difference about the song. The chorus is still the same. It still goes like, I don't care how you feel, yeah. Cause like the Heart of Steel. Now that singing was terrible, but then yeah, so those are the changes. The changes are the orchestra part, the rap part, and the Ukrainian beats, right? But I've seen from the videos that I've watched about the revamp, I've seen fairly a number of people that say the song is average, that they personally they don't feel like it should represent Ukraine in Eurovision, right? And I want to talk about that. So instead of the video being informative, I want to be informed by you as viewers. First, let's talk about music in general. What makes a good song? So some people gonna say maybe it's the beat that makes a good song, because like they don't care about the lyrics. So if the beat is catchy, and then if maybe some of the lyrics are catchy, they don't care about the meaning, right? They just need something to keep them going, right? And some people care about the lyrics. If the lyrics don't make sense, or if the lyrics are not deep enough for them, then that song is a no-no, right? And there are more elements we could check depending on the genre and depending on the type of song. By type, I mean, is it a love song? Is it a song about struggles, right? So those songs require a different criteria in terms of the delivery and style, right? And then comes the principles of the genre itself, and this is art, so those principles get broken. So we don't have a straight principle about what makes good music. It comes down to the person's preference and the person's taste, and most of the times it's some other people like me are having that bias that, okay, if I love a band, I don't care about the song, I care about the band, so I'm gonna hype that song and then I'm gonna defend that song, right? So that's okay. But now with Eurovision, like, what's the criteria of the song that represents a country? Do you just make a song, pitch it up, and then it's all from the audience? Like, what's the criteria for Eurovision? So according to the Eurovision website, right, okay, let me just read what I found. Okay, we are talking about the criteria of what makes a song qualify for Eurovision, or how a song qualifies for Eurovision, right? So here they just said, first of all, it is important to know that the EPU is not involved in the national selection. It is entirely up to the participating broadcasters to decide how they pick their entry. However, the EPU does demand full transparency for the chosen participants, right? Then, in most countries, televised national selections take place, and usually anyone can send in their songs. A selection committee then picks the songs that will take part in the national selection, and the jury of viewers, or mix of both, decide upon the winner. So the winner is the representative of the country, right? And then some broadcasters pick their entry for the Eurovision Song Contest internally. A selection committee then picks the representing artist, and sometimes also the song to be performed. And then there are steps to send in the song, and then they tell you to be on the lookout, so that when the broadcaster announces which songs are representatives, you should know, and all the stuff, right? But it doesn't mention what's expected of the song. The only thing that they mention that's expected of the song is that it shouldn't be more than 3 minutes, and then it shouldn't be of more than 6 performers. I think that means it shouldn't be of 6 like features, right, rather than the partners or whatever. But then we're not on that, so I couldn't find something that specifically states that a song is required to be about this. So it means that you can talk about anything and do whatever genre or style that you want. So that's where the problem maybe might start, that okay, some people might feel like the song that's representing is average. Some people like me don't feel like that Heart of Steel is average, right? So yeah, that's why I made the video. I want to know what you think about Heart of Steel. Why do you think is average, and why do you think it's not average? Does it really deserve to represent Ukraine in the Eurovision, or is there a better song than it? Personally, if I were to choose, maybe I would replace Heart of Steel with When Gods Open the Door, because come on, I said it and I reacted to that, so I would really appreciate you checking the reaction too. So that's it. That's the thing that I wanted to address about the revamp of TVORCHI, Heart of Steel. But personally, I liked it, but I prefer the first version than the revamp. So that's how I feel about it. Tell me how you feel in the comment section, and if I skip some things or if I got things misconstrued, please do correct me on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and always feel free to request reactions. I do reactions, I do analysis, I do reviews, and okay, my outros are terrible, but then family.